David Beckham, one of 5 Manchester United players in the England squad for next week's match at Wembley against the world champions France. Here's Harks, who's been brought back into the English game by Ron Atkinson, a manager who knows him well. Peter Schmeichel just has to scurry as Alan Rodgers came in quickly from the left-hand side of midfield. Long clearance by Schmeichel. Dwight, Yorke for Cole. 2 back in tandem today. Beckham's cross and Carlton Palmer. Beckham to take the corner. Absolutely vital, you feel, for Manchester United to keep winning these league matches when they're in a European break. In by Scholes, and it's tucked away by Dwight Yorke, the man who was voted earlier this week the player of the month for January, is continuing to be very much centre stage in February, and it's a dreadful start for Forest. Having conceded an early corner, they couldn't effectively clear it. Back in by Scholes, and Dwight Yorke on target again. Show itself later on, then the exercise possibly not fully worthwhile, but they've got off to a buoyant beginning at the City Ground. Starshfield, and back for Rodgers! Well, it's a great response by Nottingham Forest. A little give and go here, and the shot was beyond Schmeichel, and Alan Rodgers pushed on from left back to be a left-sided midfield player to use his pace by Ron Atkinson. Has done just that, but here goes Cole. Besson is committed, and Manchester United extraordinarily are back in front. We haven't yet had 7 minutes. Cole won this race. It was a difficult angle, but he found the way via the defender. Andy Cole, Nottingham born, really damaging Nottingham Forest. Keane. Yorke on the move, and Blomqvist completely unmarked. Decision is a corner. Dwight Yorke, who played under Ron Atkinson. Keane going towards the near post, and there's no one running with him. Great leap by Stam. It was dropping under the bar probably, but Besson well placed to make a straightforward catch. Space on the right for Manchester United, but the pass was under hit by Scholes, and here's Rodgers on the move again. Darshfield coming in field and not being picked up. Trying to get it back to Rodgers again. He's done that. It's a difficult angle for Van Hooijdonk, and Schmeichel makes a significant save. Van Hooijdonk did well to get the shot on target, and Schmeichel repositioning in worried fashion. Gary Neville. Stam to put it back, he hoped, into the danger area. Here's Ronny Johnsen. Stam. As he was challenged by Johnson. But it's Yorke again, and it's Cole again. No flag, as we all looked at the assistant on the far side, and both the big hitters who've got a goal already. Well, brittle is an understatement for Nottingham Forest at the back. Andy Cole swung at that and escaped. They had an escape here thanks to Gemmel's positioning and the fact that Cole didn't make any sort of stronger contact. Blomqvist opened up again. It's Yorke's header. Beckham. And Andy Cole gets in again. Increased the lead for Manchester United, but it stays at 2-1. took the ball down well. And then trying to get it back across Besant. He's also put it wide of the far post. But again, so much space for Cole to dart into. The serve is excellent. Blomqvist trying to take it beyond Harks, but he played it straight into him. Stam, the boss against Van Hooijdonk. Schmeichel with a good first touch, but a kick that's gone to Stone. And ball by Keane. That could mean a yellow card for him. Paul Alcock feeling that there was some deprivation to Nottingham Forest by Roy Keane. Sticking out a hand to the ball then against his old club. Booking for Keane. Hjelde got his head to it, and Hooijdonk. Gemmell! Scholes judging that perfectly. Keane. Touch back to Scholes by Yorke. He's put Andy Cole through, and Besant comes out again. Danger not over for Forest. Blomqvist, but Besant has certainly bought them some time. Keane shot. It hit the Cole leg, and Yorke is given offside. But Dave Besant, this was one of them. Yorke touching it back to Scholes. Cole charging through. Great block by Besant. And he held up Dwight Yorke as well. It's half-time at the City Ground, a match that got off to a rip-roaring start. And the only disappointment really for Manchester United at this point, apart from conceding the goal I suppose, is that they haven't maximised the amount of opportunities. Blomqvist. Philip Neville reaches it. Headed out by Palmer. Lovely change of direction by Paul Scholes! It was a marvellous effort. Completely left Johnsen and completely beat Besant, but the bend on the ball took it onto the outside of the post. Gemmell, that's short of Rodgers, forward by Gary Neville. Beckham gets it back from Yorke. Beckham's cross. Hjelde defending. He'll have to go in a second time with the header, but it drops for Yorke. Besant can't hold it. Andy Cole follows in. But in the end, they got it into a tangle. Palmer and Hjelde jumping against each other. Yorke shot. Besant stopped it but couldn't claim it, and Andy Cole claims the goal. Flips it to Scholes, on to Blomqvist. A real feeling of more goals in the air here. Oh, Dwight Yorke. Almost obliging. Well, Forest have to take some risks in their attacking play, but side Hjelde to get Carlton Palmer into midfield. Well, it's run through for Friedman, but he couldn't take an opportunity to get Forest really back into the game, and he just seemed to lose his composure at the crucial moment, and Schmeichel got the better of him. Madsen, Palmer, Van Hooijdonk. Rodgers going infield of the Dutchman. Van Hooijdonk shot bounces away. The Stone. Johnsen. Oh! Fine try. Well, they're sticking at it, Nottingham Forest. It's a good spell for them. Grazing the bar into the sand. It is from Beckham and Yorke. Cole. Beckham again, that's delightfully done. And by Dwight Yorke. It's got beyond John Matson back to Yorke again. Lining up in the centre, Manchester United. The Andy Cole header. Not adding to Forest problems. Rodgers. He spotted Stone but couldn't find him. Keane. Beckham letting it run, getting it in the end from Yorke. And again, switching the point of attack with terrific poise. This is Blomqvist. And he, it's a tap in for Yorke. A calamity for Nottingham Forest. It was a pin table situation here, but Blomqvist was strong. Onto his own post by Hjelde. Stone just stealing a march on Phil Neville. Friedman lets it run. And good work again by Forrest. Van Hooijdonk. Stone again showing his strong competitive instincts even in this seemingly hopeless situation. Friedman played a part by letting the ball go. And Solskjær will come on for him to play up front. Roy Keane is also being replaced. He's been booked, remember. So John Curtis, one of a whole posse of promising younger players that Alec Ferguson is yet again developing. Curtis, 20 years old. Here's Palmer and Rodgers. Referee shakes his head. Manchester United just reorganising with Curtis going to left back and Philip Neville to centre midfield. And Rodgers is back on his feet. Be a bit too clever there. Solskjær. 17 minutes left at the City Ground. I'm laughing here because the flag was going up and the assistant lost his grip on it. But this was the incident at the other end when Rodgers missed the ball. Schmeichel came careering out. Blomqvist, who gives way to Nicky Butt for the last 15 minutes. Friedman. Porfirio. Individualistic style. Player from Portugal. He also knows how to maximise the referee's reaction to physical contact. Gary Neville Hjelde just coming out to have a word. Whether he'll change the Dutchman's mind, I don't know, but it's a wonderful effort. He does do that with real style. David Beckham would look on with some admiration here. It started on target and just bent away too much for Pierre Van Hooijdonk. As Van Hooijdonk was sent tumbling, he's turned his back on proceedings, and Nicky Butt steps in. He didn't like that from Porfirio, and Butt pushed out. On from Beckham, Gary Neville. And Solskjær on the spot. Great ball by Gary Neville. Knock it in was the message on it, and Solskjær did just that. Keeping his vigilance. Arsenal scored again at West Ham. Ray Parlour's first goal of the season. This is Solskjær. Goalkeeper starts to come, and Besant is now stranded. Solskjær bangs it into the back of the net. Well, they got 6 at Leicester recently, Manchester United, and here in the East Midlands, 6 more at the expense of Nottingham Forest. They are in stoppage time, of which there will be 3 minutes. For Manchester United fans, this one, and it's not over yet, because Gunnar Solskjær has come on as a substitute at the City ground and scored 3 times in his own statement to Alex Ferguson. Scholes very much the architect here, just reversing it into a player who was totally unmarked, but it still had to be tucked away. And Solskjær, as is customary with him, Beckham, Cole, but is on the move. Manchester United might not have finished yet. Scholes, they haven't finished yet. It's an extraordinary feat for Solskjær. Scholes was coming in, it was a bit of a miss kick, but not from Solskjær. He's been irresistible in front of goal. And Nottingham Forest have been well and truly put to the sword. Ron Atkinson leaves the scene of what turned out to be a debacle in the end. Extraordinary events at the City ground, but still the sad plight continues for the bottom club. You've seen the gulf between the bottom and the top today, and it's spelt out on the scoreline. Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 8.